Rabbi Hathaway?
What do you do?
What is he doing?
Wait till he puts his hat on.
It's a start.
And she got contact because they left her 5 after 7.
Hey, John.
They had to go back.
We're at the Dell Express.
Have to excuse our looks. We've been to the Lincoln Deli.
That's what, okay, you're part of the How are you?
Yeah, that's part of the facade.
Do we all have candles? No, we don't. Hi there. Hi. How are you? Hi,
I looked like this morning when I thought, oh my gosh. This one.
But didn't they outlaw those kind of clubs for Roseville because they take care of that bad side?
Oh my gosh, I've been the best and I've been bad all week.
Come back at it. When we get ready to leave, you're going to have to carry it back then. And put it in there.
We didn't think about it. We're going to do people's cars and come back.
Oh, okay.
They're coming back. Just make sure Jerry has a key. Right, come back.
Leave the food here.
Are you saying that Jerry is a dingbat and might not have the key?
Right.
I wouldn't say that. Yes.
Okay, where is it? Oh, you were in on this deal, huh? Okay, well, I'm with you. You gotta go out to the garage and get it.
Yep, we're gonna, I'm hoping we get, we're gonna get it.
want us to go this way?
We're gonna go out this way.
I've got your candle.
This man believes in up close.
If you'd like to volunteer. No, I can carry this.
I'll see you later, Dan. Take care. Have a good
I'm
time.
gonna get my order.
I'm gonna watch the game. No, I'll be there. I'll be back.
How are you? Fine, thank you.
Karen, I think somebody would take that for you.
I secret. We like the Lincolns with the
Oh, did you?
I couldn't have much to drink because I figured I'd get one chocolate.
I don't like that candle.
Oh, there you are. What are we going around in circles here?
Poor woman.
Day to
Happy birthday.
Reading from the book, please.
Let us bow our heads. Lord, we pass on you the youth of your servant, Sister Linda, who now has departed the world of the young and has risen to that higher plane of middle age.
I hope you're all real smug about this.
Not through yet, Linda. Pay attention.
Excuse me.
We ask you to guide her through her advancing years, granting her good health despite her extraordinary longevity. She left her youthful era as she entered it, much larger than most.
Now wait a minute.
You heard that, didn't you? She enters the geriatric era in a big way.
You guys are real funny.
We beseech thee, never to forget that Linda, Sister Linda, once was an active, mobile, unwrinkled servant.
That was a while ago.
We offer you this fond prayer for Sister Linda. Youth was her shepherd. She did not want to lead unto the path of geriatrics in her namesake. Yea, though she walks through the valley of arthritis, she fears no evil.
Where do you get these guys?
Only old age. You have prepared many tables for her in the presence of her enemies. And it looks like in the presence of her friends, relatives, and acquaintances. Her cup runneth over, all except her bra cup.
That's scary. You know, there are limits to humor. There are limits to humor.
Surely senility and infirmity shall follow her all the days of her life, and she will dwell in the house of senior citizens forever and ever. Amen. Linda, I think I hear the gods speaking to us. Do I hear the gods?
Look at Johnny. He's having a ball.
Well, good night. I'm going to bed.
Oh, no.
Those of us who are at this tender age, you let me put my robe on.
Come on in.
Hey, Linda's house.
Why don't we put it in like
The bar probably there, you know, at the bar.
Are we still gonna
The food there. John, where do you want us to put? She wasn't exactly expecting this, right? Still was on the bed, in the bed.
My mother was laying down on the couch when the doorbell rang,
Yeah.
and my dad goes, "It's Buzzy and Lisa."
How are you, buddy?
Got some talking to.
Over the hill.
I like these seats in the hole.
Michigan up at 7?
Yeah, come on, Michigan.
Every game they play, they're the underdog, and every game they win. And convincing.
That's great.
They were quick.
Very nice job.
Mr. Hathaway
You know,
did
the
all the
guys
work.
even give me 12 points don't like it.
Yeah, that center there. That was their
1.5.
Yep.
They didn't have the pain.
You know, Father Hathaway was right about that Brock Cup.
Yeah, there was one bit of truth.
But you're gonna get more when you get older.
Oh, good.
Wait till you see.
Yeah, no, hey, don't worry about that.
Glenn.
Trying to survive the school business here. 10 more weeks.
Poor Mandy. Poor Mandy. Are you going now to get dressed?
I can answer.
Linda, are you going now to get dressed?
Yes, now I'm going to go get
Well, I'll
dressed.
follow you.
Okay.
I'll follow you.
You look so nice.
Where's Carol?
We're on our own.
You're a spectator.
Jeez, it looks like they are at a wake. All sitting on the couches.
Come on now, no dumb shots.
Well, they also said that they haven't said anything positive about him.
Figure vibe, slow it down. Yeah.
A couple of those.
I think Duke.
I got a text I was Duke's We got ball to draw, that's all.
You are done for.
That's the bunker.
What a party, what a party.
I just hope the booze will last. free some for you.
All right, whose idea were the napkins?
Far and a half away.
Yeah, I remember a couple of big match, but other than
Caught her right handed.
Lemon lime and 7-Up. How's Cass?
Oh, he's working now. He's private secretary to the vice president of Irvington's in New York. 3 days a week. And then she works
She didn't get married because...
No, she did not. She didn't get married.
Look at that. Look at that.
No, you would have been there.
You look at it. Look at that.
40.
you're on your...
I want to read Ted's thing. I haven't had a chance.
One needs to get a picture of the cake with the pubic hairs hanging out in the crotch on the
It's
side.
real nice. It's real nice. It's real nice. I think the swollen ankles and the varicose veins are a real nice touch, but the hairnet is real.
Well, you noticed everything, didn't you?
Yeah. I noticed the pubic hairs because I had a short uniform on one time, and the one
You've already been through this.
of the umpires said, you know, when you bend over, your pubic hairs are hanging out of your uniform. And I said, oh, God, to be happy. There's a first base umpire, and he goes, you know, when you bend over, lady, your pubic hairs are hanging.
What would you like? Just get you one.
Ice with a blush wine. I said, okay. When are you guys ready to job?
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't have to worry about the police arresting us.
Then I'll tell you one thing. I knew I was in with I knew I was in with a bad crowd, and you fit right in. Well, I don't know. You may not like it, but
Are you eating or are you just drinking?
None of your business. When I get ready to eat, I'll eat.
Okay.
I'll eat.
Have fun.
There's Father Ted.
Well, I have to read it to you.
Get out of your way.
Next time, taping is public. Don't do that.
Got him with a mouthful. We'll get the boys out here. The game is over. Illinois lost. Everybody's happy. Everybody's happy. Hey, you're zero in on Bob.
Is Bob a force?
Zero in on that. Got it.
Let me go get it. Where are these? That's all I want to know.
Boy, they are old and dilapidated. Let's see what we got in here. Oh my God. That is remarkable. Got her old glove, her old ball. Oh, jeez. It's a shame, Linda, they go this way. Look how skinny her arms are. Isn't that terrible? What happens when you turn 40? My God, she might be a Cub fan. And her favorite bat. She never could hit with it, but it was her favorite bat.
Des Moines. Okay, are you ready? Say when you're ready.
What is that? What is that right
Okay,
there?
let me just tell you what all this cake is. This is really the epitome of poor taste. What this is,
poor taste.
it's poor taste. I'm telling you, it's poor taste. This is a poor woman with singing boobs. Now, see, this could not be me because I don't have any boobs to sag. So that's a fallacy to begin with. She has on a hairnet. She has on a hairnet. Big hips. Now, obviously,
Big hips.
obviously,
Yeah,
that has
big
nothing
hips.
to me if it has big hips.
Yeah.
The one thing that does ring a bit true is there are pubic hairs hanging down from her
Oh my
baseball
God.
uniform. And on one occasion when I was playing first base, the umpire first base said, "Lady, when you bend over, your pubic hairs are hanging out." That is true.
Oh my God.
Then we go on down, we have varicosities and swollen ankles, and it appears to be rather large feet, which of course could not be me.
Is not
But the
true.
other thing is the legs are too thin.
Yes. Obviously not me. Look at those little thighs. And cleavage. No, look, there's cleavage. That could not be me. Obviously could not be me.
That'll turn out really well. Well, look at, is that 40 stand for what?
Must have been my baseball number. It has nothing to do with my age, shoe size, and certainly not my hip size.
Oh yeah, your bus line.
Bus line is precisely right. You're right.
Oh, she's bragging. Oh, see, she had to get that in her. She's bragging. Okay.
She's lying.
Let's go to the dining room. Look at these
All right, you
mortars.
guys talk.
Isn't this terrible? Look at this.
She had her best season this fall. She just said, one more year, one more year. Her hair just changed so drastically. Let's do that song that she likes so much. Okay. Celebrate good times gone. She never did have any tits. But at least you can't see the hair when she half cup. She never ever muffed a ball. And she knew how to. Boy, she gave it to a few of them. Well, we'll miss her. We'll miss her. We'll miss her royal muff. Linda.
This is terrible. This is terrible.
And Linda,
These poor
remember
girls.
to
My God, what are they going to do tonight? I
slide
hope
on home.
they... Look at the tears flowing. Jesus, that's terrible.
You give the last words. As manager, Rainey will give the last words. May she rest in first base forever with Willie McCovey and Ernie Banks.
Willie Banks.
Ernie.
Oh, Ernie Banks.
Pat Roberts, her favorite player.
Well, I'm sorry to see all the
With his
tears
6
flowing
centimeter
over
penis.
there. Oh.
Oh, that was a nice touch, Rainey. I thought so. Nice touch.
They're in it on their part time. Hobby's not only for
He says, yeah.
Where's John?
John.
John, I sat right there. It seems to me that we were out to dinner with the Cuppies and the Eisenhowers, I believe. Weren't we at Elmar's and John got some mysterious phone call? And we get back here and this whole house is full of people in the back. And when I walked in the front toward the back and they all yelled surprise, I fell over. I don't know if anybody remembers that or not. Fell over. And I sat right there and opened these bizarre gifts and thinking, God, am I old at 30? And I got pregnant that night. Let me tell you that history will not repeat itself on my 40th birthday.
Come on, John, you can do it.
Come on, John.
Come on, John.
Come on, John.
Go for it.
I shoot
My button says says, I'd rather be 40 than pregnant. I remember Al Schmidt and Kathy were here that night, and Ted and Buzz, and Carolyn and Bob, and Linda and Ron, and Fred and Judy, and I'm trying to think who else was here. Lorraine was here, and Milan and Edith.
Yeah.
And who else was here? And that was just yesterday, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Was that just yesterday? Oh my. I would like to, if you would all bear with me, I'd love to hear Ted read one more time quickly what he said, because I was in such a state of shock in my robe standing out there that I really didn't get a chance to catch all that he said.
She does when she reads.
So I'd like for you to read that again too. And Evelyn has said that she has an ode to her friend turning 40.
And it's not a real good one, but what can you do in 2 hours? Ode to Linda.
Uh-oh.
Linda, you are my friend, a friend for a long, long time. On this, your blackest day, I have composed a rhyme. A decade of good years have flashed across my mind. You are a gentle soul, being infinitely kind. Forgive me, if you will, these token recollections. It's how I saw your past, between inebriations. How well I remember every operation you had. Many a poor mortal would have stayed in their bed. You, on the other hand, maintained illness with style. Your dying words to me bring a fingernail file. Though grimacing with pain and unable to walk, the toenails were polished in the midst of our talk. And let us not forget that softball is your game. Every time we were gone, it just wasn't the same. You got the team going by your soft, quiet tone. Or was it your screaming, bowing pains to their bones? Your action on first base were those of a spelled dove, not a playable ball would get past your firm glove. John did in fact question my style of scorekeeping. The motto was simply, "'Twas too hot for handling." And now, my dear, dear friend, a doctorate you will get. A long, hard, gruesome road, but soon you will be set. It's time to get nursing on its 2 solid feet, a challenge for today which I know you will meet. A phrase to leave you with, to keep in your aorti. Remember, life's a bitch, and then you turn 40.
Thank you. I love it. Oh, that's great. Thank you, Evelyn. Life's a bitch, then you turn 40. Well, look at the alternatives. Is this?
It's just a card.
Oh. Happy birthday. Did you ever notice how everybody is nice to you on your birthday? People are so kind to the elderly. Oh, now this looks like something that has potential. On my 30th birthday, we were playing softball, and one of the gifts that I got was Linda and Ron had done up a softball jacket, but had put a real fur sewn around the collar. So it's one of my favorite pictures is of me before I got pregnant in that jacket. It's your 40th birthday, you better wear the enclosed tag. Oh, that's funny. I'm really 40, I only look like I'm 29. I like that. Dan and Jackie Miller.
I can't either.
Hey, big guy, I thought you were going to bed. This is what's happened to me. This is what happened on my 30th birthday.
You were at for Tuesday.
What?
You were at for Tuesday.
Right.
Oh, folks after my own heart. Where are they? Where's Dan? Oh, Dan. Thank you. Now that's nice. Now that's a very nice gift. I'm sure it'll be the last.
wait.
I'm sure it'll be the last. This is the worst. I don't know who it is. Just a paper one.
Don't worry, Amita's getting in the morning.
Yeah, you're looking at her. Ice cream and cake are no consolation for being a year older. This is a job for sex and booze. Oh, the LindaRoodas, when they think of something like that. Oh, another one, great. I'd rather be 40 than pregnant. Two will make it a sure thing, right?
One on each.
This is more appropriately
I'm really 40, I only look like I'm 29.
I don't care what you said, you always heard of immaculate conception.
It would be 1 year.
She would have a lot of it.
So would you. Oh no, this is my worst nightmare. Oh no, mother. This is the cup. It says, it's official, I've become my mother. My worst nightmare. I don't know if all of you know my mother and father, but this is Mildred and Hugh Brown, if you want to just wave. Hey! Gave birth 40 years ago to this wonderful person. I've become my mother. I hope I'm never that forgetful. Roses are red, violets are blue. I'm sure glad I'm not 40 like you. The contents of this package is to stimulate you when you let John wear it.
Oh, this is George.
This is from some really obnoxious human being. Really, some obnoxious.
I don't know what.
I love that.
Yeah, the electrical tape is a nice touch. Gourmet undies. 100% edible underwear. Who is this from? You have to admit you're not 40. You're not 40.
Not this year.
No, but this is right.
Read the card.
Linda,
They do go
you gotta open them up and see what they look like.
All right, happy birthday from the original party animals. John, Russ, Glenn, Diane, Karen, and Grace. This is a little frightening to open this.
It's just a bottle of perfume.
Over the hill, ice Tom.
Johnny, maybe you're more You can pass it around.
You could use one real quick, Mary. Oh, it's still on the counter.
One's better than this.
Right.
You're over the hill when you never run out of toilet paper. Now this is inappropriate. You're over the hill when there are no longer cartoons and report cards on your refrigerator door. There's something to be said about being 40 and having a 4-year-old. Oh, it's a golden oldie. Yeah, Mary, wait. Oh.
window.
40 isn't old if you're a tree. Seems to me that was the theme of somebody's birthday party 3 or 4 years ago. That's good.
I thought you might want to be reminded of it.
It's a nice wrap.
Expensive.
It's the Purdue wrap. And I'm having a hard time.
What's the matter with that?
2 cards.
You get drop seed.
You're probably no longer a sex symbol. When you have to tie your when you have to tie your boobs to your kneecaps to keep them out of your way while you jog. John and Nita. John and not Nita.
Be careful.
I refuse to sign that.
Who else does it say?
Walk or jog. It says from John, not Nita. You have to see this. You have to see this.
You wouldn't sign that?
No.
The birthday times. Oh, this is a real one. People your age. Jessica Lange. Who is she?
Country.
Bruce Springsteen, Meryl Streep, and Bruce Jenner. Not bad.
Jessica Lange was in King Kong.
Not bad.
Look at the sauce in the contract the year before.
The price of
Bippity boopity boo.
Bippity boppity boo.
Come on, Linda.
Bippity boppity boo.
Who remembers that?
Bibbidi bobbidi.
Wow.
She has.
That's good. I haven't seen one of those.
Over the hill.
Over the hill playing cards. Easy to hold and easy to read. Real funny. Thank you.
Love it.
They wouldn't let me into Fredericks
This'll be
because I
your
drove
rain.
too much.
Mary, I don't think I'd be laughing if I were you. Well, so far being 40 isn't so terrible, is it? What a relief we made it this far. Paula. You don't know Paula. She's not here to see it.
More reading material for the back.
Claw your way to the top. How to become the head of a major corporation in roughly a week. Author of Babies and Other Hazards of Sex.
Where does she work?
Where does
Watch
she
out,
work?
I see 3 or 4 firm members here. Some of her partners.
On your birthday, remember when you were so upset because you were getting older? This year, you must be shitting in your pants.
That's from Carolyn.
Jerry and Carolyn. That is great. That is great.
You wouldn't sign it, Jerry?
No, that's Carolyn.
Oh.
Yeah, it sounds like.
Anita and Jerry have no guts.
No, we just have taste, that's all.
Leave him, Carolyn. Then you'd have more fun.
We got some 40-something.
New series.
That's great. That's great. Oh, I love these pins. I'm going to the opening Cubs Day for my 40th birthday on Tuesday, and I'm going to wear every one of these pins.
That'll probably be the score, 40 to something.
Cubs, of course, will have the 40.
Oh,
40
Jerry.
years. They haven't scored 40 runs all spring season.
Easy, Jerry, easy.
Easy, Jerry.
Life begins at 40. Too wears out, spreads out, and falls out. Ted and Buzz.
Anything else to worry about? Dropped off from missing
Great sex for busy couples. You want to start reading?
Notice how quickly she handed it to me?
And fill me in later.
Let me, I'm too busy. Let me know what it says.
Best of 11.
A cherry thought on your 40th birthday, the yellow-breasted cockatoo lives approximately the same number of years as a human being. Charlie here is exactly 40 years old today. Plunk.
Is he up on all?
He's dead. Ted and Peg. 40 sounds really great to us. The only honest people in the room.
I understand, Victor. That one, yeah.
Hey, John wants to read.
Maybe it's patches, right? There are no holes in it. Yeah. Huh?
There are no holes in the box. It's a dead patch.
Your idea.
Why, would a cat die?
Now it's locked.
Oh, yeah, maybe
Nadia gave me her birthday gift.
right on schedule.
Nothing to do with Lord. No. Lord is mine.
For the person who has everything, a little something for a summer picnic. Is this safe? Yeah? Harmless?
Safe as anything else has been. We'll start the season with a picnic.
Ted and Peg will be our next neighbors. Those of you who don't know Ted and Peg, they're right here. Raise your hands, wave after the pool.
Let's do a couple weenies.
When one turns 40, it isn't unusual for dramatic and bizarre shifts in behavior to occur. This should be interesting. Welcome to the over-the-hill crowd, Judy and Fred. You would know.
This gift does not go with that card.
Oh, all right.
It was something. Oh. It's that green one.
This green. Oh, this goes with it.
Yeah.
Now here's some realistic material. I'd rather be 40 than pregnant. The real book. Concerned about turning 40? Look at it this way. 10 years from now, you'll kill to be 40. Love, so it isn't the Dear Linda, here are a couple of helpful aids for you, since those who know tell us the eyes and the teeth are the first to go. Those who know, those.
That'd be something David will like.
A magnifying glass, just what I need.
Maybe a full. Take it full out.
She got some nice ones.
Thank you, guys. I know you don't know, but.
Right.
All right.
Right.
Happy 11th anniversary. Happy 11th anniversary of your 29th birthday. At last you're 40. I got you excited about this, huh? Happy birthday to our youngest friend. That says a lot to you, Linda. Wishing you 40 more, Ellie and Rip. Where's Rip? There he is. For Linda's 40th birthday, we got her a billboard, and for John's 40th birthday, we got her a billboard. So I guess there was a little payback involved. It's not that I'm ashamed to say I'm 40, but my mother told me never to say the F word.
However, if you look at your napkins.
That's great. That's great. Over the hill, but ready to roll. And it's toilet paper. It's toilet paper. It is rolls of toilet paper. 15 million flies can't be wrong.
No.
Eat shit. Wait.
Thank you.
Over the hill. This is toilet paper. Look at this.
They have pretty symbols on it.
Yeah. All I know it's on the second level.
Yeah, that's good.
She got a lot of pins. I like it.
That is great. This better not be what I asked for. Oh, this is real nice, Lorraine. Just buy me cotton underpants. This is real nice. I asked for cotton underwear.
Well,
new cotton underwear.
I didn't know what you meant.
She got it where she got it. What an English.
Happy on your birthday. Perhaps you don't realize how old you are. That makes about as much sense as Joe usually does.
Happy on your birthday?
Happy
Question
on your
mark?
birthday? Perhaps you don't realize how old you are.
Jeez, are you
Well,
getting
coming
slow?
from an older person, I guess that would be a
Ooh, get ugly now, huh?
All right, as you
thought
get
you'd like
older
that.
and you are, your tolerance for stress will diminish, and you'll need to surround yourself with those things that calm and relax you. This should help you for those times when you're away from home and feeling stressed out. Happy 40th, Jerry and Joan, who used the
The perfect wrapping paper.
But I actually wanted to get the more expensive one here, but Joan insists on the cheaper product.
wrapping paper.
But we hope you enjoy it.
Wow, that looks nice.
You can take it with you anywhere.
And you can clean it all the time. What's we have?
In the countertop. You know how she's always cleaning her
I have a real thing about cleaning my countertop. Whenever I get nervous, I always.
That's great.
Oh, God, that takes the cake. That takes the cake.
Way to go.
Creative. Card. Who is this from?
I don't know.
This is creative.
It took somebody a long time to wrap that. Girls around me.
Happy birthday to a real take charge kind of woman. MasterCard, Visa, American Express. And this appears to be from everybody. I like the woman on the front. She's my kind of woman.
You can aspire to that.
I said when I roll down my knee highs, just shoot me. When I wear a dress and roll down my knee highs, I have got people promise me that they will shoot me. Well, this looks like something real. Something real. Thank you.
I thought they were all nice. Yeah, I don't know what she's talking about.
Thank you very much. A ring holder. Oh, nice. Thank you. And a bowl. Thank you. You guys are nice after all. Thank you very, very much. Now you can all leave.
No. I tell you what, Linda, we decided not to have a roast, but we thought if anyone here wanted to tell a favorite or funny story about Linda, or anything she's ever done, well, I'm going to start with one.
Can I just go to the bathroom first?
No.
I have to.
But nobody leave. Nobody leave. I'll be thinking about your favorite story about Linda. Who has a pen?
And then the other one.
Excuse us?
Yeah. Let's see. Mother, I think you should tell the story of what you said when I was born.
Linda Eisenhower was saying she was.
Well, no, I don't have to start.
Let me think, Mom.
Mother, I
Mrs.
think
Brown. Where's Mrs. Brown?
Mother, I think you should say what you said when I was born.
Tell us.
What did you say?
I don't remember. You just
How can
said
anybody remember
Okay,
anything that long
I will
ago?
tell you my favorite story about Linda, and I wasn't there when it happened. Well, I wanted Joan Rebecker to hear this because in the rain.
She'll be right back. She'll be right back.
Okay. Are you going to tell us, Mrs. Brown,
Lorraine, where are you going?
what you said when Linda was born?
No way.
She won't say
I'm
she won't say.
forgetful, so I don't remember.
You tell us, Mom.
Yeah.
Something like you asked about what the baby was like, and the doctor
John, go
said,
get Lorraine.
you have a fine 10-pound football player, and the doctor and mother said, oh, wonderful, little boy, and he goes, no, a great big girl.
Milan, is Joan coming? Is Joan Rebeck coming?
You would think that, yeah.
Okay, my favorite story about...
Wait, get Lorraine. I think, is everybody fixing a drink coming back, or they just left?
No, I think it's going to be
You know, when John was born,
Pause the refreshes.
I hear a cat too.
I said, I can't do anymore.
I can't imagine that anybody would have a story.
Hi, Nadia. Hi, Nadia.
There.
Hi, Nadia.
Yes, this morning,
This is the one that won't stay on.
You all started early, didn't you?
Every day?
on the white card.
Every day.
Yeah, she never goes to the family.
It doesn't bite.
No, she did. She did go to the family room today.
Oh, she did? That was her present.
This-
She did it on the white card? Yeah.
Did you see this?
Carol?
here going 75 years. In there, it says,
Linda, I was not present, but John told me this story, and it's been my favorite story for years, and I've told everyone this story, I think, over the years. But anyway, you know what a wonderful cook Linda is. And at this time, Linda and John had just been married a few months, and they were living on 45th Avenue in Highland, in an apartment. And Linda was trying to learn to cook, didn't really like it, but was trying to figure out what was going on. And she and John went over to Illinois somewhere for a dinner party. And the gal there served just marvelous apple crisp. And Linda thought that was just delicious, and she thought she'd like to try to make it. So she said to John, you know, get the recipe from, you know, talk to the guy at work and get the recipe from his wife and so forth and bring it home. So she got the recipe, looked it over. She said, I'm going to go over to Strachan Van Til's. I'm going to get all the ingredients. And she read in the recipe there was sugar and flour and so forth. And it said 4 cups of road apples. So she went over to Strachan Van Til's. And she looked around. It was in the fall. And there were all these apples there. There were Rome Beauties and Jonathan's and McIntosh and so forth. But she just couldn't find any road apples. So she went and she looked for the guy he was a real twerp, and he was the head of produce there. And he said, I see all these apples here, and I want to make this apple crisp, but I can't find any road apples. And he just went, and so she pursued with it, and she kept saying, but sir, where can I find road apples? And he finally looked around to her and said, lady, that's shit. So she went home and nearly strangled John.
I was crazy because John had just written at the bottom out of a joke, road apples, and I, you know, concrete that I am when it comes to cooking. I thought I had to have 4 cups of peeled road apples, so I, by God, was going to get those road apples if it killed me.
Okay, Carolyn, you have a joke. I mean, you have a story.
You know, very few of you know how romantic John and Lynn were when they were first married. And it was when they were living over on 45th Avenue. And John had to go out to a meeting of some kind, I guess, in the evening. And Lynn was already ready for bed in her shorty nightgown. So she just threw her coat over her shorty nightgown, nothing under it, and ran out to kiss him goodbye in the parking lot. Slipped on the ice, and her bare butt stuck on the ice. Now, John claims it took 10 pounds of rock salt. I
know.
Okay, what about Carolyn McCory? What about you? I thought you had a story.
That was mine.
Oh, okay. Who else has a story?
Oh, darn, he's
She was a real gourmet, you know, when we first got married. She really was. I came home one night, and I looked at the stove. There was this big vat sitting on the stove. I said, I mean, it was that big around. It was that tall. I looked in, and it was goulash. And I asked her what happened. I said, you know, that's very nice. Who's coming to dinner? I mean, this was enough to feed, you know, an army. Everybody here could eat dinner on it. And she was such an expert cook that she decided she was making goulash, but then she threw in the noodles.
macaronis, the little
you know, the elbow macaronis, and she looked and she said, oh, that's not very much.
I didn't know they got bigger.
She didn't know they expanded, so she kept putting more in until she finally had the right amount. And she said, yeah, that's perfect. That's exactly what I needed. Well, of course, they expanded. Well, then she panicked, so she ran back to the store and bought more of everything. Then the pan, of course, got too small, so she just kept getting bigger pans, and she finally had this big vat. And I got home and I said, that's very nice. What are you going to do? She got on the phone and called everybody she knew and invited them to dinner. Of course, knowing what a cook she was, no one came.
Goulash for a year.
Oh, yeah.
Lorraine, do you have a funny story?
Yeah.
Somebody told the road apples.
Some of them are sensitive.
Yeah, I told the road apples. That's my favorite story.
gonna hold until we decide which one is appropriate.
Oh, both of them. Okay.
There are a few softball games that I can remember that I'm sure Mary or Evelyn could allude to. I think of the one that I came to after I had that full surgery.
I think the funniest one was when we had a game that was very close, and we had a famous umpire named Jerry, and Linda called him a few names that I would not repeat, and her face was so red, and the temples right here were just bulging.
I had her for 3 days.
And
I
she
thought I
called
popped
me
a blood
every
vessel.
day for 3 days and had this migraine headache. I think she had a mild aneurysm that game.
I can remember when John was on the town board. Maryville does have a flooding problem, I guess, if people were. And it had rained for 36 hours straight. I mean, everywhere was flooded. And the phone in this house was ringing off the wall. And they would get it and say, John, it's for you. John, it's for you. So John figures, I'll beat this system. I'll go down to the street department where I won't have all these calls. So Lynn says, well, I know how to get John back. The next call that came in, the person said, is Mr. Rooda there? And Lynn says, no, he's out watering the lawn.
That's why they put the phone in the bathroom.
That is why we put one.
So when somebody'd say, I want to talk to you about the rain, you could just flush
That's
the
right.
toilet.
Oh, another funny story about, we had a little gourmet group of women, and we went to try these different restaurants in different places. And we went to a Chinese, Szechuan type restaurant in Chicago. And, you know, they put everything in a big Lazy Susan type thing in the middle of the table, and then you kept passing everything around. There were about 10 of us. And one of the last thing they served was Peking duck. And Linda said, well, I think I'll wait for the white meat.
I did not know. The ducks didn't have any white meat.
Linda, you never even...
I was so cool, I said, I'll just wait. Oh, no, I'll wait for the white meat.
The best was when you had the gourmet club and the gourmet classes.
Yeah.
And, you know, I don't think you guys realized how bad you hurt Linda. They had like 6 months of classes. And there's like 12 of them. And they all took these lessons on cooking and everything else. And at the end of the class, the big finale at the graduation was, all of the women were going to get together and prepare this tremendous dinner for their husbands. And right at graduation, they passed out the assignments to everybody as to what they were supposed to make to bring to the gourmet class. And I remember that night Linda came home and she was crying, and I said, what's wrong? And she explained that they had gone through what everybody was going to do, and everybody was assigned a particular dish and everything else, and they got to her, and they said, well, nobody's been assigned the salt and pepper shakers, the knives and forks, or the napkins yet.
Nice napkins, great.
And that was what her assignment was, bring the napkins, the salt and pepper shakers, and the salt.
Your mom wants to say goodbye.
She figured that was a tribute to her progress.
I
love it.
Good night again. Good night again.
Yeah, I got it.
Good night, you. Good night.
Oh, good.
Night, you. Night, you.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Good night. Well, I'm glad you guys are here for this.
I'm glad like I do that.
Good night,
I like
everybody.
the button.
Right.
Good night.
Yeah, I'll see you guys later.
George,
Bye,
you
George.
Gotta go.
You guys kept this all.
Talk to you later.
Good night. I hope they come, my mother.
She was supposed to make it up.
So I saw her in minor done a day or two after that with her mother, and I walked up to her and I sat down with her. I said, Lynn, I was so proud of you. And she said, what? I said, that you quit smoking. And her mother never knew she did.
I believe that.
What did you do that was worse?
Forgotten.
Oh, it was worse. You said it to my mother. She said something about you started smoking again, and you said to my father, "Oh yes, just like Linda."
Evelyn, why don't you tell both stories?
No, not both. Not both.
Which story do you want first? Evelyn has
Toenails.
Toenails?
Yeah.
Linda is my favorite patient. When she was at the hospital where I worked, and this was after Johnny was born,
the day after Johnny was born.
was Linda concerned about her sweet little Johnny, or how cute he looked? No, it was a matter of painting the toenails so they matched the fingernails, so she would be ready to walk up and down the hallway. That was a prime concern. Later on that night, we decided to celebrate. And I'm the house supervisor and have the keys to everything in the entire hospital. Linda and I are drinking champagne and getting drunk while I'm on duty, and Linda is a brand new mother. They will never know, nor will we ever tell them. Except that it's on tape.
Except 7 years later, 2 surgeries at Northwestern, I asked Evelyn to come up and after surgery, not to visit me and take care of me, but
Bring a fingernail file.
and do my toenails.
Linda could barely get out of the bed. She was hobbling, splinting, barely able to walk. But she could get herself positioned to get her feet up so I could paint her toenails and match her fingernails. I drove 60 miles to do this for Linda.
But the only time our softball team ever lost was when Linda wasn't there.
Why don't you tell the story of that night that I was so humiliated?
Come on in.
Oh, no, you tell it.
The 3 of you were there.
We had been undefeated, and Linda couldn't make it to the game. She
This
was
is
in
the
the
summer of
hospital.
83. June of
Summer
83.
83. Undefeated. We were playing not too difficult of a team. Kind of a shabby team, as I remember. And we blew it. Lost. So we decided before we lost, we were going to go up and see Linda. And then when we lost the game, we thought, well, maybe we shouldn't go. But then we thought, no, Linda's expecting us.
Now this
So
is up at Northwestern now.
we all pile into Rainey's van, truck. We're in the back singing.
And we had a few Pepsis before we
A few
went up
Pepsis.
to Chicago.
A few wines, a few Pepsis, a few beers. We were singing in the jungle, the mighty jungle, Lion Sings Tonight, all the way
And
up
they
there.
call me from security in my room and say, with a really smelly, motley, drunken group of people here. And it's after visiting
It's
hours.
90 degrees, we've just played a baseball game.
And they're in their uniforms and they smell and they're all drunk. The security man says,
It's
if
after
indeed
hours.
you really want to see these people, you won't have to leave your room and come down to the 3rd floor where there's
Solarium. Linda, who
I was
could
so
barely
embarrassed.
walk,
I was so embarrassed.
thought she was going to get the good news that we had won the game, we were still in it. No chance, we blew it. Who told you?
Nobody would look at me. Not one of them.
I think
there was like
Nancy
12 of
would.
them, and not
Did
one of them.
Nancy
No,
would too?
Carol would.
Oh, Carol.
Not one of them would look at me.
We didn't want to hear what you had to say.
We had a good drive up there and a good drive back.
Oh, no. John doesn't know this.
No, we don't want to tell that story. Let's tell if he's not in here right now.
John's not in here, go ahead.
He's not here. Turn the tape off and tell a story.
I'm sure Buzz could tell one or two about my early motherhood.
I'm very nice, I don't tell.
But you could tell one or two about my early motherhood abilities. Or my
You didn't have any.
Buzz taught me how to be a mother. And Johnny would not have a crib to this day. Had Ted not come over when I was pregnant with the damn crib together.
It's all cooperation.
Linda was never meant to be a mother.
What are you sitting there laughing about?
Jay knows it's true.
You're supposed to be in bed 3 hours ago. Go.
No.
The one that I cannot deny.
You know, you would have
have that happen. I've tried.
Well, let's hear from Lorraine.
Okay, Rainey, we're ready.
Too many that I can't do.
I like the crate and barrel at Christmas this year. That's one of my most.
We can tell that. It was December 22nd or 23rd. As close to Christmas as we can get. And we had gone up to Chicago, and of course we had to have a 2-hour lunch, which usually results in what, about $40, $50, because we're tasting everything. And that was your favorite.
This is an early strawberry candy. Shut it. Take it back to Burns.
And it was busier than all up on Michigan Avenue. And I had to go to the Crate and Barrel to buy some gifts for some people I really don't care about.
Now, she had not bought any presents for all these people she works with, and it's December 23rd. Now, my Christmas shopping is on December 1st. She hasn't started.
It's December 20th.
December 23rd.
All these people she hates that she works with.
That's right. So we go in the Crate and Barrel and we're buying.
No.
I'm buying.
You're buying.
And I keep stacking her full of gifts.
I have dishes and cups, and they're stacked like this. I can't move. And if I had heard that fucking, what was that song?
We wish you a Merry Christmas.
One more time, I was going to take everything in my arms and start throwing it.
Well, she was yelling verbally.
I'm
verbalizing.
I'm 17th in line. I'm
Yeah.
17th in line holding Lorraine's thing.
And I keep adding to them. I run to the shelf, pick up another one, add it to her.
And there was this little garbage can, cute little garbage can with a little top that went back and forth like this. And I'm standing in line like this, looking at it. And I just moved the thing, and it stuck on my thumb.
Of course, Lorraine's nowhere to be found.
I have all these Christmas plates and cups piled this high, and this fucking thing stuck on my thumb. The top of this garbage can stuck on my thumb. I can't do anything, and she's nowhere to be seen. And I'm still 17th in line, and I can't get this thing off my
The
thumb.
line's moving, but you're not because
It's stuck on my thumb.
So I know I came up to you and I said, what the hell are you doing?
all these people have moved
It just
out.
attacked me, you know.
I said, if I hear that Christmas song one more time, I'm going to start screaming. And people are looking at me back
Oh, yeah.
away.
Just take the money and put it in a fucking envelope and give it to them.
Everybody's looking at me. I'm screaming this. You can't even stand these people. Why are we buying all this shit? I can think of a few softball games.
I can think of the one when you had white chalk on.
I got hit by this guy so hard. This was in the next week, honest to God. I was playing first base, and this is a left-handed hitter, and he hit a slicer at me, and I got it. How I got it? No, I didn't get it. The second baseman got it and threw it to me, and I had to reach into the lane to get it, and this guy collided with me so hard, it knocked my Tampax out. That is God's truth. And this guy didn't get up, and I didn't get up. And when he got up, he was saying, oh God, got hit so hard that I can't. I could not believe. I was face down on the chalk line. I thought I was knocked out.
How about the time Rooda found the nursing pad, and it could have been any number of 7 or 8.
5 of us had babies that spring, and there was a nursing pad at home plate. The umpire picked it up and said, whose is it? Everybody goes, I didn't remember that one.
There were a few of us.
It was so embarrassing. Well, shit, if you look at the alternative, not being beforehand.
Well, who else has something to tell?
Nobody. Perfect.
I know Lynn's so easygoing. She was at a baseball game one night, and we were all somewhere else. I know Carolyn Underwood was there. I really don't remember where we were. We were talking about it earlier, but anyway, John said, well, let's just all go over to our house. And he said, okay, and there must have been 30 or 40 of us. We all come over here to the house, and Mr. Rooda was sitting on a couch right where I'm sitting now. And I was standing there with my wife and John. I said, John, you think Lynn's going to be mad when she comes home and finds all these people? And John goes, no. And he walked away and Mr. Rooda looked at us and said, she'll shit. And I'll tell you what, she walked in that door about 15 minutes later and you never seen 35 or 40 people leave so fast.
I remember that night.
Johnny was 10 months old. I know exactly what you're talking about. That was the biggest fight John and I had ever in our life.
We left in a hurry.
In fact, I stayed here to be a referee.
It was packed though. I mean, this place was jammed.
And it was a work, you know, it was a work night.
Oh yeah, well, that's what Carolyn said.
That's the one good thing about Linda is she is very even-tempered.
Yeah.
Always mad.
I am known
Always
for
mad.
my even temper.
She never disputed any calls. Volleyball, baseball, softball.
Except for
I have one, but I don't want to tell it.
Oh, Johnny, come on.
Johnny, that'd be the best. You tell me.
But he knows what'll happen to him later on. He has to stay here after he
He knows his easygoing mother.
No, because if I tell,
Siphons your
well,
fish tank?
I bet she'll tell me about the night I was born. So I won't tell.
Well, there's nothing. The night you were born was a neat night.
Not for me.
You recall it, do you? Was it a tough evening for you? Well, if you have a story to tell, tell it. It's not ugly.
Tell me
So you have something to tell unless you want to tell it.
Okay. One night, Joan was coming over to our house, and then Joan and my mother had run out of wine, and
Which is a major
GT.
so she yelled at my dad to go get some wine from Walgreens. Then he comes back with some wine, and she goes, "This isn't the right kind." She tells him to go back again, and he goes, "If you're so bossy, why don't you go do it?" And she goes, "No, I don't want to."
Hey, Father Ted, how are you?
Okay, we need to hear from Father Ted.
Say he threw it down on the floor.
We need to hear from Father Ted.
I saw you were.
I'm waiting to cut in this pubic hair over here.
I could not believe, you know what I was thinking? All these people out here are going to come in my house. And I can't believe it.
Just one time.
Can't believe this is happening to you. Lord, we pass unto you the youth of your servant, Sister Linda, who now has departed the world of the young and has risen to the higher plane of middle age. Middle age is 40. We ask you to guide her through her advancing years, granting her good health despite her extraordinary longevity. She left her youthful era as she entered it, much larger than most. These comparisons are so funny. Yeah, really.
Character comparison.
Yes.
Where did this initiate, whose brain did this initiate?
John helped out on the details. She enters the geriatric era in a big way. We beseech thee never to forget that Sister Linda once was an active, mobile, unwrinkled servant. We offer you this fond prayer for Sister Linda. Youth was her shepherd. She did not want to lead into the path of geriatrics her namesake. Yea, though she walks through the valley of arthritis, she fears no evil, only old age. You have prepared many tables for her in the presence of her enemies, and it looks like in the presence of friends, relatives, and acquaintances. Her cup runneth over. Her cup runneth over, except her bra cup. Surely senility and infirmity shall follow her through all the days of her life, and she will dwell in the house of senior citizens forever and ever. Amen.
You know what, that's pretty nasty. Judy, are you here to tell a nasty story about
No, Linda, no. I really should
decided that she wanted to learn how to water ski. And so we put Linda in the water with the boat. And everything went well, but we didn't get her up on skis, nor could we get her up in the boat again. So we thought about this, and finally what we said is hold onto the rope and we drug her in to land. We beached her. I couldn't get up. She couldn't quit.
Did they beach Moby Dick? No, that's not fair.
But that was the story. Remember that?
I'd forgotten falling on the ice and my ass really unhurt him in the parking lot. And my ass was stuck flat. One in each. I like that. There's one in each.
And each 40.
Look at that.
Hi, Judy.
They're smart.
That's my wife, Mary.
I'm ready.
We live on the next street over.
Hey, go for it.
Mary's
Go for it.
No, they live on Cleveland. Straight through between those two houses.
Oh.
Mary's about 10 years they've been playing together.
They won't go
She used to be the second
I'm
place.
sure they will. Keep working on it.
Come on, lungs.
Work
Keep
on that
blowing.
blowing. I've been telling you that for 10 years.
Keep going. You said it was Gabriel's horn and it was the key to heaven.
Come on.
You got a couple of them
Come
now.
on, lungs. Come on, lungs. Keep blowing.
Keep blowing.
They won't go out.
Come on.
You have no lung power. See, they go out.
See, they go out. Just gotta blow hard.
Sorta. Who said she was a blowhard?
Really, she's had a problem. John, she's had a problem, right? Representative, if you're right, it keeps coming back.
How do you get them out?
Well, it's a good thing nobody put a candle down by the pubes that are hanging out. I can tell you that.
That's not what we
Or we'd have really had a forest fire.
You're getting them, Linda. Keep going.
Keep at it. You're making progress.
You're doing good, real good.
I think I'm running back.
One more time, Linda.
Go for it, Linda.
You got him, Linda.
There goes the cake. Cake's on fire.
Give me a glass of
Come on,
water.
Linda
to
worked
put
on a
them in.
blowjob.
No, they won't go out, John. They're going to burn up the cake.
They're too short to grab now. You have to blow them out.
Keep blowing. Go on. See, look, watch. See? No problem.
Right, John. Here they come. Right there.
You have a smoke alarm? You're getting the whole damn house full of smoke.
I need a glass
We're gonna have
of
the
water.
MFD here pretty
John.
soon.
Spit up.
John, get a glass of water. They're going to burn up the cake.
Get a sprayer.
No,
They won't go out.
Come on, blow on.
A glass of water.
No, she can take them out.
Drop them in a glass of water.
You know, we need tweezers to pull them out. Pick them up
Get some
anyway.
needle nose pliers and pull them out and throw them in a glass of water.
Lorraine, get the tweezers in that drawer next to the dishwasher. Hurry.
Get the
Where the whole
fingernail
cake
file.
is.
File those things
Get
down.
the needle nose pliers.
We have a barbecued
Wait,
cake.
one moment. Let's do a pedicure now.
That'll be a sweat gas.
I don't think
Turn around. Turn around.
Don't torch the wall. Torch the wall.
You're almost all right.
He'll be telling you stories.
My
about
mom
this
just
later on.
gave a story.
Yeah, don't tell her, show her, tell her.
The fire won't go out.
Throw them in a glass of water.
Take the wet washcloth. Bob them on the head. I don't know. Lorraine already changed.
What I'm gonna do is get a glass bowl or something. Here, perfect one. Just start throwing it.
Primarily it was still mill oriented.
It was fairly
Mill oriented. I sell them their replacement OEM.
That's how the best kind of job started in Indiana.
Okay, John.
Right, go back to OEM. They're paying $400.
The bikes were
They're
right.
getting the same.
Yeah, I think so. They're out there next door. Okay.
You also do their windshield here and
While at times we
Good night. About 4 others.
Good night. Good night, Dad.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to pin you down. When you say, original,
We're doing a wind-up here, John.
Yes. Well, it was a great party.
Yeah, it was.
She was obviously very surprised.
Yes, yes, she sure was.
Come
on, JC.
You're turning into a pumpkin too?
Yeah, I gotta turn into a pumpkin. Otherwise, I won't get my beauty sleep.
That's true, you are.
We've been trying that for years.
I know that this is your home.
John, no.
Joan, when he was 79, 69, 79. Joan put 79 candles on his cake.
I made one of those Texas sheet cakes and I put all those candles on it. It looked like
And
the
the
places
flame got together, and it was really nice. They were losing it.
Oh, he retired.
3 years ago?
Yeah.
My favorite, I hate to say it, my favorite thing, and I couldn't say it.
I guess so. Yeah, you can get out of there.
My sister and I commiserate every night, but the thing that scares us the most is becoming. I told John, I don't want a 40th birthday, I want a big bash when I see my doctor, which is a year from May.
A year from this day? I think you're finishing this week.
Of course, a year from the dissertation.
That was perfect.
So I'm looking for a cheap loan, if you know of one.
Cheap loan? I know about loans, but I don't know about cheap loans.
A no interest loan. I'm taking out a loan next week. It's not working.
Okay, bye-bye.
You don't have to get it. Ian?
Thank you.
Talk to you.
Take care, guys. Bye-bye. Oh, the one that made PMS was in our house. John told the instructor when he met him, he goes, you know, the place she has.
And she has pulled.
I
Linda,
finished
who
all my
always pimps
coursework
everybody
with a
on
6.0, 42
being
hours.
old, has gotten pimped herself.
My sister of mine's biggest fear is turning out like my mother. So this cup.
We're supposed to.
Oh.
Say goodbye.
Sorry,
For your mother.
Say goodbye.
Good night. I'm not 40 yet, and he is.
She's there.
Not quite, not quite. I'm still.
That she's not, like, for instance, matured in. She was, you know, she grew up in the Mercy system, and then they didn't need her anymore. So it's hard to break into another system where they're just hiring from the outside, because usually they promote them in. Plus, another thing that I find is a little bit of a detriment. When you go through school and all your degrees are in nursing, that's a problem. Because
Nursing things.
Rip. Rip. It's my birthday, not yours. Wake up, Rip.
That's right.
Rip. Go for it, Rip.
Okay, cool.
Wake up, wake up.